Damn, son, where'd you find this?
He has been told he doesn't belong in the industry. He has been told that he doesn't have the knowledge of the podcasting community. But pound for pound, this guy is a heavy hitter. This is the Drew Billy Show. And without further ado, your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Drew Billy.
Welcome back to that show, the Drew Billy Show. It is an honor and a privilege to, be back in front of you, beautiful people. If you're new to the show, you're in for a hell of a treat. But if you're not, you expect the same shit that we usually do on here. But no, it is, very exciting times here. We are having a giveaway for all you listeners and subscribers out there. You just have to comment down below your favorite Christmas movie, Christmas tradition, or Christmas song. And also hit the subscribe button down below, and you will be entered into a giveaway for a $50 Walmart gift card. Also, these are very hot commodities out there, people. The Drew Billy Show stickers, you'll get 3 of those with a mug with yours truly's face up there at the top there. Actually, yeah, right there. And you would be able to enter in for that, and also an opportunity to come on the show, talk about your journey, talk about your life, and also just, talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about with yours truly on this show. And also you have a chance to win a first edition Drew Billy Show shirt, which also are fan favorites. You just don't know it yet. But anyways, there's a lot we got to touch on here about this past week of NFL football. I know a lot of people were probably wondering, oh, Drew, I can't wait to hear what he has to say about everything that went on. Well, first things first, the Jaguars upset the Cowboys, which was a big upset all around. I am not a fan of the Cowboys. I know there is a lot of fans of the Cowboys out there. The cheerleaders looked good. The players did not look good on the field. It is what it is. I'm sorry to say it. I know by the fourth quarter, Mike McCarthy wanted a double chicken tender platter sent down there. He hit the old button on the headset, said, "Hey, I need a fucking chicken tender platter down here, double it. Also, can I get myself a extra honey mustard and extra barbecue sauce on the side?" All around, it was just an ugly game for the Cowboys. And, it is what it is, but the Jaguars, upset them. Baker Mayfield's magic continues. He's leading the herd there in Los Angeles for the Rams, while Stafford, is out, Matt Stafford. But all around, he gets a, second life in his NFL season here. Los Angeles Rams give him an opportunity to go out there and show what he has, and he has done it. And all around, we hate seeing you in commercials, Baker, but I can't, say enough that, he's taken the opportunity in stride. So other things here to touch on: the Steelers pick up the W with Trubisky somehow. I really think the defense, held their own against the Carolina Panthers, but overall, is what it is. Trubisky, I just don't think is a franchise quarterback. We need the flow out there. Kenny Pickett back in the lineup, and until he, is able to come back from that concussion, I believe he is coming back this week against the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think that we're going to get that W. We'll touch on that, later here. But overall, I mean, Trubisky held his own. We finally got the ball down the field, long passes the George Pickens, which overall, just he's a stellar athlete. His hands are glue basically. He's just an all-star wide receiver. But to move on to the next thing here is Pickett is starting against the Las Vegas Raiders, like we just touched on Christmas Eve. It is a very special night there for the Yinzers down there in Acrisure Stadium. It's going to be fucking crazy. I'm going to be going nuts on Christmas Eve. I mean, what else is there to do than watch the Steelers and Raiders? I mean, what a hell of a battle. A lot of history there. It's going to be the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception, and they'll be celebrating down there. The Yinzers will be going ape shit, drinking their icy light. You know how we do it, Iron City beer. And all around, shout out to Franco Harris. It is one of the most memorable plays in NFL history. Being against the Raiders, it's just very so fitting. And I know a lot of Raider fans out there will say, well, the ball hit the ground and it wasn't an official catch. Well, they didn't have instant replay. You're just gonna have to fucking deal with it, and it is what it is. But I do want to touch on this though. Franco Harris is probably, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players of all time. Just a true champion. Also played at Penn State, and overall just a classic, Steeler, and just really speaks the volume of the history that the Steelers have and the Rooney family does down there in Pittsburgh. But I can't wait to see what happens on Christmas Eve. I know Eric and Cole, if you're listening, I'm sorry, buddy, but I have the Raiders losing in my pick'ems this week. So I think you expected that. Dan Schneider is finally going to sell the Washington Commanders. If you have not been following this and you're new to the show, this is a very hot topic here. Dan Schneider has been told multiple times that he needs to sell the team, has refused to. Basically, has came out after other owners telling him to, basically he can't be fucked with. And now we're finally seeing the process of the first round bidding closing at the end of this week. So hopefully there's a new ownership there, just a very toxic work environment, sexual harassment, all different kinds of things have occurred there in the Commanders organization that I think, doesn't belong in the NFL. And, Dan Schneider is just a stand-up guy all around. No, he's not. He's a fucking stooge. Next thing here, Bills punched their ticket to the NFL playoffs. Blasting the Dolphins out of water. Yes, I know they didn't technically blast them out of the water, but it's just fucking cool play on words there. They get the win 32-29 against the Miami Dolphins off the foot of Tyler Bass. I mean, it was just a stellar game, a classic Buffalo Bills game. Snow, shitty weather. Fans are throwing snowballs on the field like they're the classic fans, classic fans they are. But all around, it's one of the most toxic, fan bases you can be around. And, it's good to see that they're finally getting some success in the organization. Not saying they didn't before. Wide right. I don't want to, I probably just pissed some people off. Probably just turned off the episode, but it is what it is. Just to add a little more flavor to the punch I just did right there. I think it's fitting. Chiefs also punched their ticket as well against the Texans, but a very interesting game. It goes into overtime. I think everybody that was, if you watched that game, I think it went to after the Steelers game, it went right to the Chiefs game. Very interesting to see how the Chiefs just seem to struggle against a team that only has one win. It's astonishing, but they punched their ticket as well to the playoffs and. Figure it out in the end. But, it has to be concerning that you struggle against a team with one win. Just want to add a little punch to the, Kansas City team, fans out there as well. Also, we got to touch on this. If you didn't see it and you're just hearing about it now, you need to look up this clip. The end to the Patriots-Raiders game. Very, it was just very fitting for me to see Bill Belichick, coach team fucking just not look like professional athletes, look like NFL players. They try to do laterals to try to get in the end zone. They throw it right to, I believe a linebacker, number 55. He runs it in for the touchdown and, the game's over and the Raiders win. A lot of questions coming out of their, QB situation with Mac Jones. And, I don't think he is that guy. Maybe some Patriots fans would disagree. I think you're trying to find your Tom Brady, and that's Mac Jones. I don't think is going to live up to Tom Brady. And I guess you guys could also throw a punch at me saying, well, I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to be Ben Roethlisberger, but you never know. I know Mac Jones has, dropped the ball many times. I know he got injured earlier this season, but at the end of the day, listen, you guys, this is the first time I've seen a Patriots team not look like a Patriots team. So it's not my fucking fault. Bill Belichick maybe needs to hang it up. He is one of the greatest coaches of all time. I'm not disputing that, but don't go ahead and get all pissy because your team looks like a bunch of idiots on Sports Center. The other things we need to touch on. This was one of the most astounding games, and if you are a fan of the NFL or follow it just a little bit or watch ESPN just a little bit, you saw this. The Vikings produced the biggest comeback in NFL history, being down 33 points at halftime, come back. I believe at the one point they were plus 10,000 or something ridiculous. If you would have put money on the Vikings coming back and winning, I don't even want to know what the hell your payout was. But I mean, I feel so bad for Matt Ryan. I mean, your whole career has just been a fucking disaster. Not really, though. I mean, you come over from Atlanta, you come to the Colts. I mean, I don't know what Indianapolis's plan is here. They brought in. I want to get this order right. I believe they brought in. I got to remember his name here. They had Carson Wentz. Phillip Rivers. Jesus, it was right on my mind. Phillip Rivers, and now you bring in Matt Ryan after Andrew Luck coming in there. I believe Jacoby Brissett was in that mix as well. I mean, it's just been a disaster at the quarterback position. I think you're seeing, as a franchise, you need to have a cemented foundation quarterback, and that's where they're struggling. And I am not a sports analyst at all. I followed the game religiously. I've been watching it for years, and if you're new to the show, you're like, is this guy really making a fucking point? I think I am. It's documented. You bring in Matt Ryan, he gets another blown game that I don't want to bring up the Super Bowl against the Patriots when he was on Atlanta, but that happened. Then you go ahead and do it against the Vikings, and in a game that pretty much looked for sure win at halftime. You fucking blow it though, 33-0, come back 36-33 and score for the Vikings against the Colts. So now I want to touch on a little bit of things here. The rankings by yours truly, who I think is somebody we need to watch, someone you need to focus in on in regards to what's going on, between the top teams out there. I have a top 10 list here who I think, are the best teams out there, the 10 best. Eagles are number one. I think that's a given. Bills are number two, in my opinion. Chiefs are third. 49ers are fourth. The Bengals are fifth. Vikings are sixth, and the Cowboys are seventh. Eighth is the Dolphins. Ninth, Chargers. 10th, Ravens. I think those are all realistic teams there in regards to what's going on here, and how the plays have been going, and all around. I think those top three teams are going to win the Super Bowl right there. The Eagles, the Bills, or the Chiefs. I think those three teams really have a real chance at making some splash in the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. So we never know, though. There could be a fucking upset, and Drew could be completely wrong. But we'll touch on that as the first week of the NFL playoffs come around, and we'll go from there. The other things here, I know if you're new to the show, what we like to do here, and I'm sorry, I apologize to the people that usually watch this show, but you got to explain it to the people out there that might be new. We like to do the pick'ems off FanDuel, and if you're in the sports betting world, yours truly loves to do it all the time. The best thing to do, I would say, if you're new to the sports betting world, is always when they give the opportunity of a parlay insurance, or there's some boost out there, I would take those. Last week Pat McAfee's, if you follow his show, love that guy. I'm just doing my own show now, but I am a fan of his show. He had a parlay that basically made FanDuel lose $7.5 million. So, there is times that you can, make some serious cash, and they had to pay that out to, the users that put those bets out. But at the end of the day here, we'll touch on what I think is going to happen, and you might totally disagree, and I could be completely wrong. So please don't waste your hard-earned money if you don't know for sure if I'm going to be right or not. And if I am right and I win you a lot of money, hey, no issue if you want to donate to the show. How about that? I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. But okay, so we got the Jacksonville Jaguars against the New York Jets, Thursday night football. I've talked to many of my friends out there. This is a game I would stay away from. This game is a bait game, I call. You could go either way. The spread I feel comfortable with, though, at 1.5. If you want to do that, do that. But money line, really, it's a split decision here. I think the Jets could pull it out. They need to, divisionally to help themselves, with the winning record, with their record. So definitely, though, Jaguars are, Dougie P down there in Duval County. I could think he could figure it out, but I really think the Jets are going to pull that out. But again, I would not want to bet on that game, and I'm not going to. Personally, just going to tell you that right now. New York Giants against the Minnesota Vikings. I really think the Vikings, coming off the game that they had against the Colts, coming back from 33 points, I think they're going to be on a hot seat. They're going to be ready to fucking go. They're going to be drinking blood before the game, what have you. I really think the Minnesota Vikings are going to win this game against the Giants. The Giants, coming off, I think, a bullshit call that should have been called, a pass interference in the end zone. The ref, I think, should lose his stripes. I don't think he has any reason to even be allowed to ref. I think he needs to go back to ref school. He's a fucking stooge. But overall, I think the Vikings are going to beat the Giants. Would I take the spread at 3.5? Yes, I would feel comfortable with that. So Vikings 3.5, and the money line as well. Yes. New Orleans Saints against the Cleveland Browns. Do I feel confident in this game? No, it could go either way, just like, the Jacksonville Jaguars and New York Jets. But here's where you got to watch. For me, I'm going to be biased. I want the Saints to win against the Browns, due to the Steelers being the Saints and the Browns, being the Steelers earlier this season. But I really think it could go either way. I would like to see the Saints win. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket they call down there in Louisiana. But at the end of the day, it could go either way. Would I take the spread? That's 2.5. It's so low. You know what I mean? Like if it was 4.5, I would be low concern because of field goal. But 2.5, I feel confident in that. If you do as well, then go ahead and take that. I don't see any worry in that. Also, I just want to touch on something, and as someone did bring it up from previous podcasts that I've done this. I do not like to do the over or under of points. I just don't do it. I don't feel confident in that. Maybe as the years go on and I, get a better understanding, I really, you never know. So the over and under in total points, I never do. So if you wonder, hey, what about, the full 3 there? I don't do the third. So I apologize if you're looking for that information. I only do over, the spread and money line. So next game here is the Detroit Lions against the Carolina Panthers. I feel confident in the, Lions being the Panthers. Lions are hot right now. Dan Campbell has those players. He's a players coach. Like I've touched on him multiple times. He is just a fucking animal as a coach. He gets those players jacked up, ready to go every game. Even though if they don't win, he still gives a shit like their family. I have the Detroit Lions winning that, and I take that spread at 2.5. The Cincinnati Bengals against New England Patriots. Really, I think this could be a field goal game or it could be a blowout, touchdown lead. So the spread at 3.5. Yeah, that's I take the spread at 3.5. I would be okay with that. I know I've been taking the spread, the higher point of it, but I really feel confident in that. And I think also the money line, I feel confident in that as well. Bengals, I would take money line for that. The Patriots are just not. They're not a Bill Belichick coach team right now. They're not acting like it. They are having issues in their quarterback position as well. Like I touched on earlier, there's no foundation quarterback, and it's just a shit show all around. The Buffalo Bills against the Chicago Bears. We're going to take the spread at 8.5. I know that's a fucking aggressive as hell, but do it. I if you want to pair it with some touchdowns and shit, that I would feel confident in that. Josh over on the passing yards. The Chicago Bears are just not in the same league as the Buffalo Bills. As you'll see, as you follow the show, we have a beautiful character that comes on here, Chicago Steve, great man. has a long history of betting, and he sold water outside of Wrigley Field. I mean, the guy's just a great great guy to talk to about sports. Very avid Chicago fan. Loves Dicka and also loves Jim McMahon. But we have the Bills winning that. Sorry, Chicago, and we also will take the spread at 8.5. Houston Texans against the Tennessee Titans. The Texans gave the Kansas City Chiefs a run for their money last week. I really think, though, the Titans will win this. The spread's going to be 5.5. Mike Vrabel, again, I cannot stress this enough. If he has a chew in that bottom lip, they will win the game. He had a chew last week, and they've, figured it out. So, all around, I take the spread 5.5, and I take money line Titans all day. Kansas City Chiefs against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this is where I'm concerned with. Spread's 9.5. I don't feel confident ever. Not knowing, with the Chiefs struggling with the Texans, I wouldn't take that spread. I take money line Kansas City, though, all day. Patrick Mahomes is, probably wanting to show his shit this week, and Travis Kelce getting him, more involved. He actually was very involved last week, but I think he wants to get, more touchdowns. Juju Smith-Schuster, that traitor, that mother effer left the Steelers, but it is what it is. He's having a hell of a career there, season. So, but we have the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Seattle Seahawks. All right, now we go on to the Baltimore Ravens and Atlanta Falcons. I really think the Baltimore Ravens will win this game. I don't want them to. I take the spread at 7.5. Probably not. I wouldn't. That's oh my goodness. I don't know if Lamar is back. We got to find out that information. I would definitely look in to see if Lamar's coming back. But I don't want the Ravens to win, but I think they're going to pull this one out against the Atlanta Falcons with ease. But it is what it is. But that spread, though, I would be concerned about that 7.5. Washington Commanders against the 49ers. The spread, again, that's 7.5. I just love Taylor Heineke. If you have been watching his whole career, he's been, he was on 6 different teams. He was in, I believe, XFL or the Canadian League, and really just is just a warrior. He's a battle. He battles hard. Every game he plays, he might not, be the best on the field, but damn it, it's hard to bet against someone like that. Kind of like a Rocky story. But I take San Francisco 49ers. That spread, though, that's concerning, 7.5. I'll leave that up to you guys. The Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. So I know this is probably one of the most interesting games of Saturday. The Cowboys are favored and the spread's 4.5. But I would definitely, let's just throw a little curveball in here. I'm taking the Eagles, and I'm going to take the, I know Jalen might not be playing. I don't know if Minshew is still on the team or not, Gardner Minshew. But I would take the Eagles. That spread 4.5. I think it's going to be a close game. Maybe by a field goal. The spread, I would question that 4.5, though. Las Vegas Raiders against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think you guys can already tell by the little graphics I have going on down below and the colors of my logo that we're going to have the Steelers winning this. We're going to have the Steelers taking the spread 2.5. I think it's going to be a blowout game. The Yinzers are going to be losing their shit, like I already said. In Acrisure Stadium. And, we're going to have all the old Steelers there celebrating Franco Harris's, amazing play, the Immaculate Reception, 50-year anniversary. Don't issue it at all. Get your Iron City beer, get your Icy Light. Let's get it, baby. Let's go. Steelers all day. All right. Green Bay Packers against Miami Dolphins. I have no issue at all. I think the Dolphins will win, but Rodgers, so it's so hard to bet against him. He's just a lethal player, hell of a quarterback. It's sad to see, a quarterback to his degree not have any weapons. And the Packers really made no attempt to surround him with any, real talent. I mean, you lose Devontae Adams to the Raiders, and then you what the fuck? You don't give him anything. I would love to see the Packers win, but I really think the Dolphins are going to win. I don't know about that spread, though, at 4.5. The Denver Broncos against the Los Angeles Rams. I think Baker Mayfield continues with what he has going on there. I don't see any issue at all with what's going on. I really think that, Los Angeles is going to win this game. Russell Wilson, he's so worried about his brand, his image, how he looks, day to day. I'm not impressed with anything the Broncos. I know I have a couple Broncos fans out there, but I'm not impressed with him at all. I'm not. Let me take a drink real quick because I'm getting so fired up. But really, I don't see an issue. The Rams are going to win this. I take the spread at 2.5 all day. Not an issue. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Arizona Cardinals. We have the Buccaneers winning that. I don't even need to think about that. Spread 6.5. Take that. They're going to blow them out. It's not even going to be a game. Kyler Murray's out for the season with the ACL or whatever the hell's going on because no one knows what the hell the actual injury is. Well, I think he tore, the ligament here or whatever. Who gives a shit? We have the Buccaneers being the Arizona Cardinals, no issue at all. Then we have the Los Angeles Chargers against the Indianapolis Colts. We're going to have the Chargers winning that. The Colts are just down right now. You below a 33-point lead. It's a disaster. Chargers are going to win that. Justin Herbert's going to look all right. I don't have any issues at all in regards to this game at all. Would I take the spread at 3.5? Yeah, I take the spread. I think this, Matt Ryan's career is coming to an end. I want to know. I don't know his actual contract, but I really don't see him coming back next year. I think this is his last season. I mean, what a fucking disaster he's had here in the last week. I mean, I don't know how you could sleep after that, but overall, I want to, just give a shout out to all the supporters, listeners, subscribers. Again, our giveaway, it's very exciting times to have everybody come out here and enjoy the show, want to watch the show, and there's interest, and I appreciate everybody out there. But if you didn't catch it at the beginning of the show, the giveaway involves you have to comment down below. Also subscribe to this channel. I'll get an alert. Don't worry, I'll see your name. Or if you use some weird name that I can't recognize who the hell you are, please message me on one of my social media platforms or text me if you have my number. All you have to do is subscribe down below and comment your favorite Christmas movie, Christmas tradition, or Christmas song in the comment section down below here, and you will be entered into the giveaway. And like I already talked about, $50 Walmart gift card, 3 Drew Billy Show podcast stickers, and a mug with yours truly's face on it. An opportunity to come on the show and talk about your life, talk about your journey, whatever the hell you want to talk about. And again, the Drew Billy Show podcast first edition shirt, you will have an opportunity to get from yours truly. So go ahead, comment down below. Please subscribe. I appreciate everybody coming on here and supporting, like I already said. But again, this is the Drew Billy Show with your host, Drew Billy. Stay safe out there. God bless. Have a good day. Have a good night. And again, all gas, no brakes. Don't forget it. Gas, put the pedal down all day. Let's go. All right. Again, thank you, Drew Billy Show. Your host, Drew Billy.